Hello everybody and welcome back to the SOOP Duel series. We've got Light versus Jaedong popping off in a best of 7. We're going to be starting with Jaedong here in the center right, Light down in the bottom left here on Dominator. Once again, the end of this series will be on Monty Hall if we make it that far. Really looking for this one. Looking forward to this one because it is relevant to the upcoming ASL. It's going to be cast tonight on this SOOP duel, this SOOP channel, excuse me, SCTV EN, with myself and Shun. It's been a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to this round of 8. There's so many good matchups coming. We've only got the one mirror as well this round of 8, which is awesome. Looks like Light gonna get in here with the 1 Rax fast expand. Oh, actually, he's dropped a gas in the main base. So he might be mixing things up. He might be pulling out a sneaky build here to start things off. You can see the drone over at that natural is trying to poke a little bit. See if there is a CC behind this. Wasn't able to see anything. And it's very hard to get the Overlord into position on this map. There's that factory. He knows it. He knows that it's going to be hard for that Overlord to get over the natural to scout the CC. And so he might not throw down a sunken colony. This is a very smart play from Light. Realizing his position here and taking full advantage. It is a difficult spot in bottom left as a Terran to hold off against the Mutalisk pressure. There's a lot of space behind these minerals, a lot of areas you have to defend. And so he's choosing a build which will give him the best chance of winning, the best chance of holding off those mutas. Probably a 1-1-1. Possibly into Valkyrie, maybe into... Oh, I see something coming down there. Double Stargate in the main. Double Starport in the main. Okay. Double Starport. Wraith is going to be on the way here. Light kicking this off with a high octane playstyle. There is no sunken colony at the front. Jaedong has been tricked by this. Now the Marines are out here in the middle of the map. Can he jump on top of those? Oh, he loses a Ling right off the bat. Here comes that Vulture. No sunken colony here. A Desperation Sunken will be thrown down. He has to buy a lot of time by jumping on top of this Vulture, but the Marines are going to add a lot of DPS. If he doesn't get the full surround, he's going to take a lot of damage. So moving away from this Vulture, he's tucking into the corner, going to try and run up now. Drones are going to engage. The double Stargate has been revealed. Oh, how much damage can he put onto that Sunken? Did he bring it down to 100 HP? Not quite, and so no one-shot available on that Sunken colony. Vulture did manage to slip by into the main, though. Just going to engage this as it comes up to start hitting drones. One drone goes down. Can't be taking too much drone damage right now. This follow-up is going to be painful. A lot of Wraiths are going to be coming out soon. Can he get the kill? Oh, he does get it. Very important kill there. Going to be hiding that Overlord just barely out of the vision of Light. And so he's going to come over here, start to kill Overlords and drones in the Mineral Alliance of Jaedong. Did he go for Burrow? I doubt it. Highly doubt it. This was a crazy early game. Does he actually have Burrow? Oh, okay, just gonna make a creep colony. That makes sense. And he's got the very quick, very quick indeed Scourge out here to actually start denying this. You can see it. That popped out at about 5:30 there. So an incredibly quick Spire is actually going to be able to counter this quite nicely. At least for the time being, only losing one drone. Jaedong hanging on here. Fighting back. He can't go on the aggressive just yet as Cloak is on the way. So with that Cloak upgrade coming up, Light's going to have a bunch of Wraiths to actually gun down and chase down these mutas. He comes in, he sees the cloak. It's not done yet. Maybe he can get something done here. Jump on top of some of these Wraiths. Wow, that's a few too many Wraiths, it looks like. Pretty good micro. Pretty good control there. Gets one Mutalisk. Oh, can he slip by into the main base again? So annoying. One or two more hits. He does get rid of that with the hatching Mutalisk. Overlord goes down here, and deep supply block for Jaedong. Really can't afford to be making a bunch of Overlords right now, but he has to. He'll be popping those out and possibly looking to all in from this position. Light does not have his natural yet, but he will start to take that here shortly. He'll have to build a lot of turrets. There will be points of weakness. If Jaedong wants to, he can get Overlord speed, continuously build up mutas. There's that Overlord speed coming online now. You can see he's pretty deeply supply blocked, but he's got about 500 gas to spend. That's 5 more mutas, and he's going to catch these. Oh, just barely catching onto those, but no Overlord with that group, and it's a split of Wraiths. Some of them going over here to the natural, some going over into this Overlord train. Overlords out here on the map are getting picked off. And Jaedong is caught with his pants down, having all of his mutas together, but he is going to catch some of these Wraiths. Just way too much damage going on back at home. This is the Light special, man. This is the way we used to see Light play Wraith style. By splitting off 2 groups of Wraiths and hitting multiple different locations at the same time, pulling the Zerg player apart. Jaedong in shambles here. 15 workers left. It's so common for the Zerg player to keep all their mutas on one hotkey, at least until they have 11 of them. Oh, he spots it. Can he actually get this and surround it? I think he is going to. Yeah, get all the Wraith kills. There it is. Only 20 energy left on that one Wraith. He's going to come back into the natural as soon as he sees the mutas over on the other side of the map, but he's a little bit too slow. Jaedong going to be able to cycle back. He's not chasing that one Wraith. Actually, he will catch it on the Vector. Oh, he's going to catch it here. Ooh, Jaedong playing really well despite taking so much drone damage. He has been able to build up a big count of mutas and catch the majority of these Wraiths. If he brings all of his Overlords together with all the mutas, he might be able to deny this natural. I don't think he can kill necessarily right now, but just denying the natural would be awesome. Coming forward here. He's got to protect the Overlords. Oh, the Overlords are going to go down so quickly. He dives on top of these Wraiths. He's got a couple more Overlords here that can start to wipe out these Wraiths. Only 3 more left. 2 more left now. Diving on top. He will kill the last of those Wraiths, and he can deny this natural. No 2 ways about it. Light is not going to get this up, and so he'll have to tech even harder, and this will buy a lot of time for Jaedong. Jaedong going to be able to get a ton of drones out during this time. So more Wraiths going across the map. But at the same time, Jaedong just going to dive on top of the turrets. This is so many turrets, guys. So many turrets. Getting this around with the repairing SCVs will be important. Oh my gosh, so much drone damage over here on the side of Jaedong. He's going to lose everything, but can he close the game right here, right now? This is going to be the decider. He's made the decision to dive in. Some of these mutas are going to pop out, but the Wraiths go cloaked. There's no Overlords in sight. He's just going to start to lose a lot of this. Some of the Wraiths are starting to uncloak. Wow, some of the mutas weren't actually brought forward, I think, or maybe they were pulled back as the turret started to die here. Dude, Jaedong threw away a lot to try and just win the game right here, right now, but he hasn't been able to make it work. With only 10 drones remaining, I think it's still okay. The fact that Light is sitting here on 1 base, he's still going to be, yeah, decent in this position. 9 drones left. 9. That's so much damage, guys. So much crazy, crazy damage. I think Light can still make this work. Despite losing that natural, despite losing the CC, He's going to come back in, get another drone kill. Oh my gosh, it's so painful. You can see Zerg players so prone to just keeping all their mutas together. He could have split these mutas off. When he saw the wraiths go in opposite directions, he didn't. He chased one wraith with all the mutas. This is a big mistake, and it's why Light is doing so well in this game, why he's managing to hang on. Jadon going to go across the map, deny the natural again, but there might be Valkyries here. There might be multiple Valkyries ready to stop this. The Wraith comes back in. Look, he didn't even leave one Wraith at home. Finally, Burrow comes in. He did leave some Scourge, however. Those Scourge are going to help out. Just needs to bring the Overlord over here. We'll be able to push that away. Importantly, not going to lose anything more. Back up to 14 drones here. Still not able to mine off of this gas, but at least he has a reasonable saturation in that main base. Can start to replenish these drones. Looks like that Wraith does fall. 3 Valkyries now. A lot of anti-air here for Jadong, and really for Light, and that's really all Jadong has is air. He's banking everything that these mutas can hold off. Hydralisk, and he is going to switch into that now. Here comes those Valkyries. They do get some good shots off. Wow, actually killing a lot of these mutas. Oh my gosh. So many mutas go down there for the trade of 1 turret and 1 Valkyrie. He lost about 10 mutas, I think. That is pretty rough. Jadong really going to struggle now. Can he actually get one of these kills? Messed up with the Scourge micro there. So difficult to make those connect. Not able to get another Valkyrie. Would have been massive if he'd managed to get that kill. But he's switching now into Lurker play. We don't have a lot of barracks, and in fact, he's probably going to add on this machine shop to shore up the defenses here. He needs to, because Lurkers are going to be coming up soon. A tank will be necessary to keep himself alive. A 3rd base on the way. We're actually going to go into a long game here. No way. A long game is incoming. Potentially, Light versus Jadong, game number 1. Going to absolutely pop off. That is insanity. And so, Light continuing along with this Valkyrie production. He's got kind of an immense number. Probably need to stop at about 4. Yeah, looks like he stopped that production, floating one of the starports. Switching into Medic Marine. Has an upgrade on the way as well. No add-on, though. Critically, no add-on for that machine shop or that factory. We're switching into Hive here soon. We should have quite a few Lurkers being morphed in the middle. In fact, I think they might be done already and rotating around towards this natural. See if he can set up a containment here on the front. Maybe even bust the bunker. Yeah, if he's got enough lings, he can certainly bust that bunker. He's gone all the way around this floating building, and he's really hidden the fact that he's coming. There's a few medics here at the front, but not many Marines, guys. I think that Jadong can bust this. This is a huge move. Light has some units in that bunker, actually, so he will be able to pull back. Just running away from the medics here. He doesn't have Stim, guys. Stim is not done. Wow. Jadong getting in right before Stim, and you know what? Just holding the high ground here is enough. This main base is just about out of gas. He's almost totally mined out with those minerals. Look at that. Almost no money left. We're not getting a click on the mineral patches, but I assure you, probably around 100, 200 at most on each of those patches. And so Light, he needs to break out desperately soon. He's building bunkers here on the low ground just to survive for now, because Jadong is actually pushing in. Getting closer and closer here, losing quite a few Lurkers trying to do this. And I'm a little bit afraid that he gets surrounded on this bottom of this ramp and loses the position. All he needs to do is hold on to the high ground, and Light will eventually have to tap. There's like no money here, almost no money at all, and he can continue to make Lurkers, just send them across the map. hold that high ground, and what can Light really do? Finally gonna finish up this range upgrade here. A tank finally pops out, but it's way too late to the party. There's a dozen Scourge here as well, maybe half a dozen, ready to dive in on top of all this. Will he get the vessel? No, the vessel lives. That's very important. He really wanted to get that vessel. There's only one comsat here. One comsat's gonna take a long time to clear all of these lurkers. Jaedong in a dominating position now. He's killed a lot of the SCVs. He's a full 10 workers ahead nearly. And now here comes that Defiler Mound. Defiler Mound going to be the clincher. But Light is still trying to fight back here. He's not giving up too quickly. He's going to come out onto the high ground. And Jaedong can't really stop him right now. He's coming around with these Scourge and Mutas. He really wants to get the snipe. He is currently mining on 3 bases. 3 gases are pumping. We're already at almost that 20-minute mark. 17 minutes in. That gas in the main is going to start to get low, actually, on both sides. And so more bases will have to be taken. And I can't believe it. We're still in this game, guys. After everything that's happened, 17-minute mark has just passed. And so Light building up this tank count even further. As Marines and medics out here at the front, trying not to let this vessel go down. That vessel absolutely critical. Looks like he's decided a push is necessary. Needs to get out there and deal some damage to Jaedong, who behind this has been teching into everything he wants. He's got his evolution chamber. He should have Carapace on the way. A large quantity of lurkers, and that Defiler has now hit the field. I don't think this attack is going to work, guys. Call me crazy, but I think that Light is going to get pushed back here. There's the consume upgrade kicking in. Dark Swarm is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and try to gun down as many lurkers as he can. This is pretty good engagement from Light. Oh, but the tail end of that really didn't go well. Diving onto that vessel, he gets it. 1 D-Matrix comes out. That's all he could do. The best he could do in that desperate situation, throw out a D-Matrix. He's actually bringing up the vessel, and Jaedong is swinging around the side to try and catch that. He still has a couple more Scourge in this group. 1 Muta and a couple Scourge. Backs away nicely there. Light keeps that vessel alive at least. But he's having a very difficult time holding on to everything. Running forward, he's going to gun down this. Really nice kill there, actually. Really nice kill. On that 1 Defiler, he probably should have pulled the trigger and just attacked in. With that D-Matrix tank actually eating a lot of the lurker spines, he might have been able to kill a few extra lurkers here. No Dark Swarm for Jaedong was a bit of a scary moment. Oh! Dude, Jaedong's so good coming into the main base with the Scourge, picking off a vessel as it pops. You rarely ever see something like that. A play like that actually work out. He's going to get this other vessel too. That vessel goes down. Light on the brink of defeat. Still fighting back. Still looking for options here. Ways that he can try to win this game. Win conditions. I believe that we had a plague on some of these units. Plague just being thrown down there on some of this bio makes it so much softer and easier to clean. 4 lurkers in the front. Almost the death number here for a Terran. Once you have about 5 lurkers in front of your natural, it's almost impossible to break out with just pure Marine medic. With a surround, you can make it happen. But he sees the Defiler coming across the map. Light taps out. First game goes to Jaedong. An intense match here on Dominator. Really a fun one to start us off. Hey, Cardiox, thank you for the 100 gems, my friend. Ben Jixer. Thank you as well. Game number 2. Kicking off now. We've got Light versus Jaedong. Jaedong spawning, bottom right. Light, bottom left. And here on Pantheon, we'll see what Light wants to pull out. Probably a Minute Marine build. I doubt he'll go for another 2-port Wraith. The 2-port Wraith wasn't too bad, actually. The 2-port Wraith seemed to go pretty well. It's just losing that natural was a bit too much to handle. And Jaedong, pretty smooth in the way that he handled the majority of that. I guess definitely could have done a better job of splitting his mutas. I'll give him that. Light split his Wraiths very, very well. Put a lot of damage onto Jaedong's economy. Just so much happened in that last game. Let's get into this one. We've got a first Marine making its way over to this natural. We'll just look to push away that first drone. Gonna block here, but does need to wait. Wow, it actually goes all the way into the main. You rarely see this. Generally, these players want to leave immediately, as the Lings will be coming out here shortly. Now, there's the Lings now. He will have to leave, but he might get chased down and killed. That's 6 Lings, and those are only, that's just 3 Marines. Maybe he can get up to the high ground with the 4th Marine and take a reasonable fight, but I think Jaedong might wipe this out. Pretty good blocking so far with the SCV. Yeah, if he takes that fight, probably Jaedong will lose everything for a trade of 3 to 4 Marines. So he's just going to back off for now. Nice job by Light, really recognizing on this map. He only needs to return to that high ground, that little square of high ground with the SCV trailing, and he should be fine. He should be able to hold everything off. So he takes more liberties with those early Marines. Doesn't really get much out of it. Only forcing a tiny bit of lost mining time. But he did keep everything alive. And put some pressure onto Jaedong. Oh, this Overlord. That's a big mistake. Where was that Overlord headed? There's not a lot of high ground area to hide just north of this screen. Or hide the Overlord north of this screen. So I'm very curious as to what he was doing there. Oh, it's a Hydralisk, a lurker play from Jaedong. My goodness. This is going to be pretty crazy, guys. Light has no idea about this lurker play. And he's gone for a +1 build as well. Ooh, the +1 build plays really well into Jaedong's hands here. There's not going to be that early 5-minute push out that we normally see from a 2-Rax play. Light is going to sit here comfortably, knowing that a lot of Lings have been made. And wait for that +1 to come online. Stim, medics, and range are necessary before the eventual move out. He is going to get this comsat. Just the 1, though, for now. When he scans the main, he'll know for sure what's coming. And then probably start to throw some bunkers out in the front. We're going to have 3 lurkers get made here in a moment. There it goes. 3 lurkers have just been started. The scan comes down. Light's going to have to react fast. He immediately lifts off this barracks. Gonna move to the front to start throwing down a bunch of bunkers. 2 to 3 bunkers is necessary. Looks like he's going for just the 2. 2 for now. Shore up these defenses. Get that factory started at ASAP. He should be okay here. Jaedong will be able to contain Light for a little bit. A lot of Lings have been made. Will he dive? I think with the 2 bunkers finished and Light completely aware of the situation with even a turret there in the middle as well. It's a pretty nice setup, actually. A really nice setup from Light. bunker, turret, supply depots here at the front. Oh, we can actually hit that supply depot. Yeah, range isn't done yet. So the bunkers can't actually fire back. Can I get the kill on this? Can only get 2 SCVs on that, I think. Yeah, it's going to be hard to get more than 2 to repair. So I guess that's going to be enough to keep the supply depot alive. A third bunker comes up, switching right into Hive. An extremely quick Hive here from Jaedong. He's going to go ahead and scout that Hive. Very important scout there from Light, but he knows he really just needs to get his... Oh, actually, he does get a third SCV there at the bottom between the bunker and the supply depot. So we'll be able to keep that alive. Still scary moving out here, though. One nice thing about this +1 build is he is going to have +1 armor coming up pretty quickly as well. Targeting down the lurkers. Spending quite a few Marines, though. More Marines are going to come out here, and one of these lurkers on the right-hand side is quite low. Starting to make some space for himself. Light pushing out on the map. Jaedong can fall back onto these defenses. He's got lurkers that just need to be transferred over to top right. Actually hasn't made a single sunken colony, which makes me feel a little bit worried. There's a lot of lings here, but can he actually get on top of these Marines? Oh, he doesn't know where the third base is. Okay, that's pretty important. Light doesn't know where the third base is. He's checking for it at center right. Looks like he throws out a scan. This is a very small bioforce, and Jaedong is gearing up to actually take this out here soon. Double lurker in this natural. There it is. He sees the base. We'll lose the Marine, but getting the information, well worth it. Defiler Mound is done. Will we see some drops come in for Light? Because Jaedong is going to be concentrating all of his defenses here on the fronts of these bases. He doesn't have a lot of sunken colonies. He needs to keep those lurkers planted. And if Light gets in with some dropships, he could cause a lot of chaos. Oh! A full factory switch. Very interesting. He is continuing with the bio upgrades. Gonna at least finish +1 armor, it looks like, but we'll be switching fully into mech in this situation. Trying to gun down 1 lurker. He drives him back all the way into the natural, but 4 lurkers here with the Defiler about to have consume. I doubt he'll be able to break through this. Tanks coming up to the front. The consume timing is just, I think, in the nick of time here. 3 tanks arrive. They're going to move forward, siege up, maybe get a couple shots off. And then this upgrade will finish. He's going to go up to this top corner. Can he target down? Oh, he gets the Defiler. Dude, he gets the Defiler. Huge kill there, getting that Defiler. Now it can push in. There's only 1 lurker left, but it gets a huge spine off, actually. That spine was massive, getting in behind. The mineral patches here also giant, absolutely giant. Is in the mix now. Some mines being laid here. Ooh, nasty mine as well. Oh, dude, he kills 2 Defilers with 1 mine. And the tanks are continuing to pile forward. Nice move by Jaedong, putting some lurkers here on this high ground. Will deal a lot of damage, even killing off vultures in the rally point. Ooh, he snipes that down. He will bait the mine. That mine bait was pretty big. A lot of damage done there to some of these tanks. Still hitting the mineral patches here, though. In that natural is huge. Gonna run by with some of these vultures. Getting into the main base now. Mines getting laid up next to these hatcheries, diving right on top of this. Dude, he's getting a ton of damage here in the main base. A lot of this is going down. Just 28 workers left. He makes a round of mutas. Really clutch save here from Jaedong. He put down a spire somewhere on the map. We didn't see where it was. Oh, there it is, in the natural. And so he will be able to push back these tanks, actually. Double expansion on the side of Light. Mutas are going to clean up a lot of this. Getting on top of these tanks, killing them off is huge. But at the same time, more damage being levied. And I think Light can get some turrets up in time back at home. He should be able to defend well enough back at home. Can he get these outlying bases taken care of, though? Seems like Jaedong may be able to dive in and start to kill off a lot of workers. Only 6 mutas. Doesn't have the one-shot potential, and he doesn't even see this base over here. Gets in and stops the science facility production. Wow, these turrets are kind of late. He knew about these mutas coming for quite some time, but only just now started the turrets. Lurkers are going to come up here as well. Can get on top of this mineral line. Start to take out the turrets. The SCVs will start to fall as well. Here comes some Goliaths now. Pushing everything back, at least for the time being. Running away from the Lurkers. Okay, he's actually going to dive on top of the Lurkers. And the SCVs killing off as many as he can. Dropping him down to 48. Meanwhile, Jaedong popped out a huge round of drones, man. All the way back up to 40 total workers. Kind of crazy how much he was able, how many liberties he was able to take there with that muta switch coming in absolutely clutch. Jaedong has been able to stabilize. 4th base is coming up. Light himself on 4 bases now, though, is starting to look pretty scary. Let's see if Jaedong can continue to levy more chaos on Light's side of things. Slow him down, prevent him from really fully stabilizing on 4 bases, because it's completely necessary, these 4 bases, for the continued mech production. These mutas getting some very good damage, and army moving over towards this top right. I think he's got a plague here. Plague would be amazing. Ooh, big plague on all this stuff. And now the mutas can come forward and just clean up everything easily. Dude, this is some great value out of a Jaedong. Look at how quickly these die. Oh my goodness, everything dies so fast with that plague. And the mutas here, he lost maybe 1 mutalisk to clean up all of those Goliaths. The value is next level. A drop coming into this main base. 3 vultures. Could get a lot of damage. But he lost all of his anti-air, and so top left I don't think will stand. He didn't build turrets over there, I don't think. And so can get in and just start to pick off SCVs like crazy. Big Ling wave pops out here, completely surrounding those vultures. Up to 56 drones now. Jaedong really has his economy rolling. More turrets being built finally. Gonna shore up the defenses in top left. Light catches some of these mutas. We'll be able to push those back. I'm curious about the upgrades though now. How have the upgrades been doing? Because he was delayed on that science facility for quite some time. And this is a mech switch rather than a mech start here from Light. Those upgrades may be far behind. 1 upgrade, just the +1 is done. The Light struggling. Should have +2. Finishing here soon, though. Hopefully he will have that online. Otherwise, Jaedong just going to run away with this. There's that +2. More than 50% complete. All the buildings floating forward now. Light getting all that vision absolutely everywhere. Setting up mines. As Jaedong tries to take this 5th base. 5th base coming online for Jaedong would be huge. At the same time, Light taking more liberties on his side of the map. Possibly going to be taking this top left soon, that main base. Once he takes another quadrant of the map, it's going to become very difficult for Jaedong, so he needs to quickly get this extra base online. Not take too much damage, and then go into aggression mode. Start to put the pressure onto Light, who's been sitting back at home, just building up tanks. How many does he have, though, out on the map right now? How many tanks are available for Light? He's only at 144 supply. Oh boy, it's a little scary. Seems like the drop got completely shut down. That drop that was going in to Jaedong's main was eliminated. And so Jaedong not taking any more damage. I don't see a whole lot of tanks here, guys. Where are they all? Jaedong still has some mutas roaming the map as well, looking for things that they can pick off. There is that hatchery coming out. Doesn't have Overlord speed to start clearing these mines more efficiently. Still just throwing Lings into the mix to try and clear those. So minefields are going to be very important in this upcoming phase. But that tank count is all important. Light going to move towards top right. Let's see if he can make something happen up here. He gets the scan. He sees what's available to Jaedong. He's bringing the tanks forward. This could go very well for Light. Could force a lot of stuff to be spent. Wow, everything loaded up with Ultralisk. Looks like Jaedong will be dropping on top of whatever tank position Light decides to set up. Like I said, this could go very well for him, or he could lose the small tank count that he's managed to put together. He needs to get a really vast tank number to be able to trade well against this Zerg player. The Ultralisk tech is not the greatest against tanks, especially with that +2 finishing up and mines everywhere, but the drop play does even the odds. Looks like we're having something going up here. Okay, Ultra gonna target down that Defiler, looks like. Nice flag there as well. Getting some damage going. Oh, this drop heading up towards top left. There's a lot of turrets up here, guys. I'm a little bit worried for Jaedong. Lights are heading up as well. Another turret placed in a very nice spot here. It's actually gonna get a kill on one of the Overlords filled with units here. Diving up into this main. There's no mines, but he's going to start to lay them down as the Ultras start to pop out. A lot of Overlords are going to go down here. You can see Jaedong very quickly getting supply blocked, but he's got the Ultras out under Dark Swarm on top of some of these tanks. Can he make this work while at the same time pushing into center left? He's on top of a lot of this, getting rid of all of the turrets at least. A lot of SCVs going down as well. Still 72 workers though for Light. Just needs to stabilize here, clear out all of this stuff. Jaedong can't really produce. He's vastly supply blocked. Needs to make like 7, 8 Overlords in order to start making units again. Another round of units making its way forward. Quite a few tanks here. Not enough Vultures though to clear out the Lings in this army. D-Matrix could be strong. Looks like he's not going to throw it down. Instead going for an Irradiate. Radiate much better against Ultras when you have mech units. The splash can't be used against you, except like this. On top of the SCVs here, Jaedong trying to get some more damage on those. Still 72 workers. He has the economy, Light does, but does he have the production? Does he have the tank number to keep holding on here? There's another big drop heading forward, looking for a good location to hit. Some Irradiates will go out on these Overlords, no doubt. Try and kill some of them before they get into this main. Drop goes on in the main, getting on top of the production now. Disaster here for Light as Dark Swarm will come down, most likely on the ramp as well. That'll really prevent Light from getting in here quickly to dismantle this attack. Siege tanks pop out. We'll be able to start to volley down some of these important units. Getting rid of the Defiler in the main. It's getting a little too crazy for Light. He's starting to lose control here. So many supply depots have gone down, diving on top of everything. Jaedong just getting in on these factories. More and more Ultras spilling out from bottom right. Dude, I think he might have done it. I think he might have it here. Light will not be able to hold on to this base, that's for sure. The 2 tanks here gonna be left for dead. And all the SCVs will have to be pulled. Light not paying attention here as he's still busy clearing up his main base. Loses every SCV at center left. These tanks look, or these ultras looks like they'll be going down here soon, but how's the defense in top left? That's his last bastion of mining. It's not looking good, guys. Ultras getting on top of these tanks has kept it scrappy enough to where the Ultras can still deal their damage. They can still get on top of all this stuff. More drops heading out on the map. Light desperate to get this base in center left. Back up and mining, but he's just going to be pulled this way and that by the drops over and over again. Needs to actually get in here to top left to save this base. Some mines here going to clear out some of these ultras, but the follow-up push, the follow-up drop might be too much. Light is hanging on by a fingernail in this game. Quite a few tanks up here in top left now have just been brought forward to defend, but this drop on top of everything is looking scary. Big plague. Potentially he targets down the defilers, but there's still a little bit too much. Even with all of these tanks, he's not going to be able to clear this out. Jaedong on top of everything, and he's going to be killing all the supply depots that were rebuilt for Light. GG is called. Jaedong takes this game away. Light not able to make this mech switch work. A hard-fought battle there, though. Really a struggle to finish off Light in this game. All right, guys, we're getting into this next one. Jaedong already 2-0 over Light. He's managed to react to a variety of different styles. I do appreciate it. Light trying some new things, trying some different things. The 2-port Wraith was almost successful. The mech switch, likewise, pretty close to breaking through Jaedong, but Jaedong hanging on strong. Able to react to everything and looking very good in this series so far. You're going into game number 3 on Radeon. Got the hatchery here. Dropping that 12 hatch. And so the spawning pool following this up. And a gas. No kind of shenanigans. I've actually seen quite a bit of 3 base play on this map from Zerg players. You can take that 12 o'clock position and sunken it up. 3 base before gas, 3 hatch before gas. Can be kind of strong, but a player the caliber quality of Light should be able to get out there, identify it, and put the punishment on, force more sunken colonies, and really make the life difficult for the Zerg players. So Jaedong just going to stick with his guns, 2 hatch play all the way. We'll be getting into that quick layer. And as usual, some pressure coming here from Light. Force away 1 drone. Tiny bit of damage on that Marine is going to help out if Ling engagement does occur. But most likely Light will be able to bring that Marine back home in time, and nothing will result from this aside from a little bit of lost mining time and a few extra Lings being produced. In fact, there might not even be extra Lings, maybe just the total of 4. Yeah, just 4 Lings for now. Extra drones being made here. Light thinking about taking a little fight here. Maybe he can snipe a Ling, and then the 3 versus 3 with the SCV backing up the Marines goes in his favor. Jaedong not going to give it to him, though. Staying out of range here. Just checking to see how many Marines are arriving. And he's got the Overlord still over top of the natural, so he's seen Marines continue to be pumped and sent across the map. Knows what's coming here. Starts his Spire behind this. And has made up to 6 Lings exactly enough to hold back these initial Naked Marines. With his Spire on the way, looks like we're going to get into a pretty normal game. A little bit of back and forth there, some skill checking going on. From the side of Light, just making sure that Jaedong has everything set up, is not cutting any major corners. This SCV trying to get in here to the natural, trying to glean a little bit extra information. We'll see the number of drones at the very least, but has no idea if there's another lurker play on the way. Yeah, remember that. Yes, our last game, it started off with a lurker play from Jaedong. We rarely ever see lurker used at the highest level, but it is nice to mix it in every once in a while. Could catch the Terran player off guard. They're just pretty solid, these high-level Terrans, at getting out the comsat at the right time and getting the information, making the bunkers, and holding off a lurker potential. I'm going to scan the natural this time. He sees one creep colony. The third base has gone down top right natural for Jaedong, and he's gearing up here for that Mutalisk explosion. Looks like his money has just dipped, so those will be popping out here soon. Not enough Lings to take an engagement, but enough to run by and cause a lot of suffering to Light if he should push out a little too haphazardly, a little too aggressively. And so Light just needs to stay here in the natural for now. Diving in. Should be about 5 mutas, so not quite able to one-shot just yet, but as the next two arrive... Alright, so it was only 4. Not at that 7 level for the one-shot on the SCVs, but he's getting some damage going. Oh, a little mistake there. I think he was going after the SCV, but it moved. 7 mutas, now 8 mutas. Can really start to put the pressure on. Natural going to be under attack. Might get the missile turret at the cost of a couple of Lings. Not bad. 2 Lings for a missile turret. Absolutely worth. Opens up the position. Gets a couple of SCVs now as well. Diving in on the Marines. Thinking about engaging fully with the Lings, but he decides against it at the last moment there. Backing off. Continuous Mutalisk production, though. You can see his gas is at below 100. Non-stop making those mutas. He's going to have quite a lot of forces here. But he's trying to get some drones going at the same time. Trying to get that base saturated in top right. Has 3 on gas now. Could just continue and go into a Mutalisk all-in if that's the direction he wants to go. Could be quite strong. He's already dealt some damage. He's lowered this Marine count by quite a bit. He has 3 gases online. Non-stop Mutalisk production and a few Lings here and there. He might be able to overwhelm this. It's quite a wide open natural. Ooh, he gets a medic and a Marine with that one shot. Diving in pretty deep there. Takes a lot of damage to get a single hit on that turret. It seems like he wants to transition. Not going to try to overwhelm Jaedong here in his natural. Instead, looking to the future now. Hydralisk Den on the way. Starport nearly halfway complete already, though. Light's transition a little ahead of where Jaedong's is at, so Jaedong actually needs to get more out of these mutas, and he's sending in the Lings now, getting on top of these Marines. He actually clears out everything. Really well done there. Gonna swap out some of these low health mutas and continue this aggression. Marine count is pretty low. If he can get on top of this again right away, might be able to wipe it out. Another great snipe there on one of these medics. That +1 is coming into full effect now. Jaedong senses an opening here with that turret being down at the supply depot. Look to bounce glaives off of that and get a lot of damage. Light wanting to prevent it, moving forward a little bit. He's actually gone for tanks. Tanks, and you'll get vessels here shortly as well. So Light looking towards a push, possibly a 3-tank push getting in before Hive can finish up and Defilers can get out here with their Consume. Diving on top of these Marines. He's actually going to lose all the Bio Forces. Yeah, Jaedong really needed to make this happen. He needed to dive on this because his Hive is a bit late. A bit slow on that Hive. The transition. Oh my gosh, he actually keeps the turret alive for quite a long time. Great repair there from Jaedong, but still the position will repair there from Light. Eventually the position will be open though. Jaedong diving in, getting a few extra SCV kills. He's lowered that count by a lot, just down to 38 workers. Still a reasonable economy on 2 bases. We oftentimes see Light stop on 35 workers to put on a lot of pressure to get his barracks count really high really quickly and try to break open a Zerg player, but he's not done this by choice. He's actually added a lot more SCVs, but he keeps losing them. And the bio count is not big enough right now maybe for Light to push out just yet. He's got those 2 tanks. A 3rd one will be finishing up here soon, but Lurkers are already at the front. Defiler Mound is on the way, running straight up on top of these tanks is crazy, but he can start to target this stuff down with the mutas. Dude, Jaedong crushing this natural. Light is gonna tap out. GG. Jaedong with another win here. So well played. Overall, his Mutalisk control absolutely insane. So difficult to stop Light with pure mutas. Here we go. Jaedong spawning here in the top left. We've got Light down there in the bottom right. Really glad that we're getting to see these games. So nice to see Jaedong in such great form. Able to take on Light at the highest level in a best of 7. I'm really looking forward to his performance this season in ASL. He's one of those players. He's not like a Tyson or a Speed, somebody who's up and coming in the traditional sense. It's more of a comeback for Jaedong, and we know that he can perform on stage. Absolute stone-faced killer when it comes to performing at the highest level in a best of 7. He absolutely has what it takes. It's just the skill and the rigorous practice that was somewhat lacking in the previous years. In fact, it's been quite a long time since we've seen Jaedong going deep in these premier tournaments. Something like 10 years, kind of a long hiatus, but he's still been around, just like I said, not performing at the level that we remember him for. Those 08, 09 big tournament games. And even before that, in the Kespa era. Such a force to be reckoned with. But it seems like he's coming back into his own now. As we get into this one, Jaedong opened with an early pool here on Minstrel. You can see that Ling army moving across the map. Probably won't get much done, considering there's a full wall. But maybe he can get the Overlord over the natural. That would be nice. Bit difficult to get the Overlord into position on this map. But with the Lings kind of buffering here at the front, Marines can't really move out to deny that. Seems like he's just going to leave it there to the south. And maybe the Marines can actually slip out. That would be scary. Marines moving to the north, looking for something. Maybe for that Overlord moving into position, but he's not going to find anything. Base in the bottom right. This is a tough map for Zerg in this matchup. Holding that bottom left is pretty difficult. 2 different entrances to it. No high ground, no tight choke. And so he's really going to struggle to hold on to that if Light ends up putting pressure onto him. It'll probably be Jaedong once again building a lot of Mutalisk to control the Terran player in the early stages of this game. Marines moving out, looking for whatever they can pick off. Single Ling here chasing the SCV is a great target, but Jaedong pulls it away. Keeping that one Ling safe, very important for the scouting information and to help deny these Naked Marines moving forward. You need just a few more Lings than there are Marines. And once the Ling speed comes online, then it's even more Ling favored. So SCV getting up here into the main base. Hard to cover every lane on this map. So many different lanes. And so having an SCV make its way over here, not altogether unexpected. We'll be able to see the Spire coming up, and so Light can forego building those comsats for a little bit. Get a few more SCVs out before he adds that on inevitably. Just another small advantage here for Light on this map. Minstrel, again, painfully hard for Zergs. And Light just finding more advantages so far. He blocked the initial early pool. He gets in there with the scout. He will go for that comsat. So just the one comsat scouting bottom left. He sees it. Double sunken thrown down, but you can see it's just such a difficult defense. Double sunken. But if Light comes from the north, he can go in behind these mineral patches without too much trouble. Maybe get an angle on the hatchery where the sunken colonies can't hit. So Jaedong really does have to deal with this primarily with mutas. The sunkens help, but it's the mutas that have to do most of the heavy lifting. Factory already on the way. Very quick factory here, guys. Super quick tech play from Light. Putting on the pressure, forcing out a lot of sunkens. And then heading back home with a quick tech behind it. I'm a pretty big fan of this. I think it makes things quite difficult for Jaedong to contend with. And so, Jaedong bringing together these Mutalisks. How many is he going to produce? How long until the tech switch happens? Light is putting him on a clock here by having these starports on the way already. Only one turret on this high ground's a little scary. There's that second turret getting started. Not a huge commitment to mutas so far. I don't see any more coming across the map. So the hive is already on the way. Oh my goodness, a very quick hive. Extremely fast hive here. I don't see a lurker upgrade on the way just yet, but he probably plans to start that soon. Evolution chamber on the way. Scans come out. Sees the main base, sees the hive timing and the evolution chamber coming. Light just gonna sit here for now. He's waiting on his tech. Bio Ball is not that big, not that scary just yet, with only 3 barracks pumping. Gotta be careful with how he spends these. what kind of engagements he decides to take. Lurkers or Hydras are popping. I guess Lurker upgrade may be done already. Is that possible? Seems pretty quick. Is he just going to go into Hydralisk Defiler? You still need Lurker for that. To hold off until the Defiler finishes up. That's quite a lot of bio now moving down to South Lane. Defiler Mound. About to finish. This has all been spotted by Jaedong. He knows what's coming. A lot of pressure being sent his direction. I think we might see a drop play out of Light after this. Put all the pressure down onto bottom left. And then send a drop up to the main. I think that could cause a lot of chaos for Jaedong. In fact, he's going to send an SCV over to center right. Try to get that command center going, I think. Oh, diving in on top of this vessel. He does get one vessel. Huge kill there in the natural. That's absolutely massive. Lurkers are done. And so Jaedong should be safe, especially with the lack of vessels here. One vessel only, one irradiate only is going to make breaking through these lines very difficult. Breaking through any of these positions extremely tough. So Light might be forced to gamble a little bit. He's got his upgrades really rolling. Double engineering bay already. 2 more vessels are going to be popping out here soon. But he might be feeling quite a bit of pressure to get something done. Not able to get the Overlord over the stack of Lurkers in time. We'll lose 1 Lurker just for that first irradiate. But I think Jaedong still looking very well defended. As Plague on the way, I think it's a full-on Hydralisk Defiler game, guys. We're going to be seeing a lot more macro hatches. Already 2 going up in the main. Possibility of, 3, 4 macro hatches up there. With huge waves of Hydras, Lings, Lurkers, and Defilers moving out on the map. Light's going to have a very hard time covering all these lanes. And preventing a Defiler from just slipping past and making its way over to some of these bases. Mutas are going to go around the outside. And get on top of this third base. Not enough bio there to hold that, I think. And so maybe he can prevent some turrets, cause some slowdown here. Definitely will get this SCV. Only 1 medic here. Gets SCV again. I think another CC was being built to the left of that first CC. Slowing these CCs down a little bit. Pretty good for Jaedong. Should have Plague ready by the time this army reaches the bottom right. You can see a 4th base about to get taken here. Jaedong. Not sure he can hold on to this one. It's a little bit aggressive. Looks like he'll probably get pushed off of this base. Meanwhile, Light moving into the back of this area. This is exactly what I was talking about. Yes, there's triple sunken colony there. But what can it really do? Oh, great Plague there. Really nice Plague. The triple sunken colony just not making the difference here. A bunch of Lings going to come forward. Oh, yeah. Big surround with these Lings. Very nicely done to clear out all of this bio. And now he can go after the vessels. Dude, Jaedong is playing absolutely out of his mind. No Irradiate. Really should be casting those. He does cast a couple of Irradiates. Now there's not enough Mutas to chase this down all the way. Light being a little bit slow with that costs him a vessel. Bit of a shame he didn't have any Scourge with those Mutas. He could have gotten every single one. But you can't do everything at the same time in this game. Big Dark Swarm there. Plague behind this, I think. Yeah, he gets 1 more. Consume, and the Plague goes down. 5 vessels. No, 4 vessels hit by that Plague. The one there at the bottom was spared. Some tanks being incremented out. He's realizing exactly what's going on. Hydralis Defiler is in full effect. Double drop being produced for Light. He needs to start really amping up that tech. Oh my gosh, he catches the vessels. No way. Light didn't bring those back for repairs. And so he is going to lose some really important units here. The vessel count being kept extremely low. That hatchery is killed. And so Jaedong has yet to get a fourth base online. Light's still finding ways to prevent that for now. Big play here on the middle of this Bioforce. The upgrade is now finished, completed. Lings are just going to clear out most of these Marines. Light is being forced all the way back. He's macroing like crazy behind this, but he is taking way too few good trades against the Zerg player. The cost effectiveness of Jaedong is hard to deny. He has been trading like a god so far in this game. Could get a big plague here as well. Not going to find it just yet, but he does get that fourth base online. Can get that fourth gas up here at the 14-minute mark. He may even throw down an Ultralisk Cavern now. That's a possibility. Switching into Ultras could be a reasonable idea here for Jaedong with that fourth gas up. And Carapace upgrades have been running this whole time, so he's at +2, +1. Yeah, we may see an Ultralisk switch from Jaedong to really drive it home. It's so hard to control the vast number of units that you can put together with a Hydralis Defiler style of gameplay. Much easier to control just these large groups of Ultras and Lings. Dark Swarm here. Looks like he's going to be able to kill this bunker most likely. Second bunker going to go down here shortly. Lurker's getting into position. Oh boy, this is a great move by Jaedong. You know, there's been so few vessels in this game for so long. There's not a lot of irradiates to deal with little moves like this. Looks like he will come over and get rid of those Lurkers with the 2 irradiates, but again, there's like 3 vessels. 4 vessels, something like that. Drop ships were made, but I didn't see them get sent out. Where are these drop ships? Looks like one's heading along the bottom of the map. Gonna be sent out. Try to hit bottom left. Bioforces here are gonna get absolutely wiped out, but tank number pretty high over at the natural. Here's that drop play now. Going right into the corner. Should be out of range of these sunken colonies. No, okay. He's going to land like right in range of the sunken colonies. That's probably not going to work out too good regardless of if Jaedong responds or not. And Jaedong does respond. He immediately gets over there and shuts down that drop. Factories are being produced. Light really leaning into the tank play. +3. Carapace is going to finish up shortly. Jaedong with a 20 supply lead. Light can do nothing but just sit back and try to defend on 4 bases. This is going to be his Alamo, guys. No real way to win right now. If he wants to win this game, he kind of has to split the map. Split the map and wait for Jaedong to start taking bases that are really close to him. Like this 12 o'clock, where he can push in with tanks very slowly. That'll be his real win condition, is if he can take this to a super late game. Get up to, you know, +3 attack on these tanks so that the Ultralisks really start to melt. Bioforce is here getting caught. Actually needs to run away from this. Sees the... oh, very nice D-Matrix there. Really good call there from Light. D-Matrix plus the Irradiate. Getting a lot of value out of that one Defiler goes down, plus he gets rid of about 4 Scourge as well. So nice handling of a pretty desperate situation. Light is really finding it a struggle here to hold on. As Jaedong just takes more and more of the map. He can take the center. He can take the bottom center. He's already taking that base in the top center left, I guess. The one that is facing outwards with the minerals. That's a bit of a hard base to hold, but again, Light can't really push. He just kind of has to sit back here and try to defend the best that he can. Coming forward with Scourge, while the Ultralisk buffer almost getting 2 vessels. It gets 1. Now the Lurkers will be brought forward, getting underneath the Dark Swarm to really force back the tanks and break through this position. Tanks on the top side are going to be killed. Still a lot of vessels here. Not able to get many connections on those. But he is starting to break through Light's defense. Getting on top of these factories is a really big deal. A lot of Ultras over here on the right-hand side. He will be able to jump on top of those tanks. Finish him off. A clean 4-0 from Jaedong. Absolutely monstrous. Just smashing through all of Light's defenses. But guys, I don't want you to read too much into this series and what it means for the upcoming ASL. I was just shown proof recently that this was played in 2024, so quite a while ago. That is unfortunate indeed. Seems like I wasn't being given the whole truth about exactly when these were played. Still, Jaedong's form has been increasing. He's been getting better and better. And it's important to note that in any sort of series like this, the players are not going to show their absolute best builds. It's not the best playstyle that we're going to see out of Light here or Jaedong. Both got to be holding back something for that biggest of tournaments. The $500 prize pool is enticing for this. But it's not going to make or break for either of these players. They got to hold back their absolute best builds. Shout out to Disaster VN for bringing all of that to light. For bringing receipts. That's the important thing. Bring your receipts for the series. We've got a lot of people throwing around accusations. And those are the people that I call retarded, but if you actually bring receipts, then that is a completely different thing. Completely different issue. And that's what I really do appreciate. I'll be looking into that more, guys. It seems some of the fears were, or the questions and concerns about the time of this series were indeed valid concerns. I personally, I took it at its face value. What was told to me by the organizers of the tournament. And I don't know what this is going to mean for our relationship, actually. We'll see how this pans out, guys. I hope that this series can continue. And I hope that we get some more fresh games in the future. We can get games between these great players on the more recent map pool. The organizers of this tournament gave me a great opportunity here to cast these games. That they put together, you know, with their own hard work that they organized and paid for, provided the prize pool for. We're kind of standing on their shoulders in order to bring you guys this English cast and the Spanish cast as well. The games have been fantastic, absolutely. But I want to be as transparent as possible. Yeah. I went looking for these games as well, but I wasn't able to find them. Turns out they were behind a paywall on SOOP. So that's very good information to have. I'm still reeling a little bit from that. I'm kind of out of it here, guys. But I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. Hanging out with me and watching these games. It's been a blast. Yeah, we would hope that we could get the full information. And that they would be upfront and honest with us. If you want to know when the games were played, you have to copy paste the Korean names. I actually did that. But for example, the previous series, because there was quite a bit of controversy, a lot of people talking. I did put that in, and I wasn't able to find the exact series. I was able to find some games between the two players, but not the same series. Yeah, see, I did exactly what you just said, but I wasn't able to find the series, clearly because it was behind a paywall. What was the series we had yesterday? Snow versus, oh my gosh. Oh, JYJ versus Sulky was yesterday, right? I went and searched JYJ versus Sulky in Korean on the channel, on the SOOP webpage. But I found some series between them, but I wasn't able to find the same series. Well, that's not great. Well, I apologize for calling you a retard there, Disaster. I'm talking about the people who make accusations without any information. But you did bring receipts And that is definitely appreciated. That's what I was looking for. Actual proof. Actual information that can be of some use. So I didn't mean you. I was talking about people complaining without actually giving any evidence. It's pretty annoying. Wasn't able to find the evidence myself. Glad that somebody was able to do so, though, so we can clear things up. I assume the map pool told us all they were from 2024 and that we were all enjoying new to us content. Well, it is new to us, most of us who don't watch Korean Broodwar all the time, who aren't watching it in Korean. I assumed it was 2025 content because that's what they told me. And I know that they have some series where they repeat old ASL matches. So like ASL or the SSL Autumn. I thought maybe that they were having some rematches going on for players who gotten, you know, who lost matches in round of 24, round of 16, whatever. Giving them a chance to redeem themselves or to have a rematch against some of their old opponents, their old rivals on those old maps. But I was wrong. Does seem like these are from 2024. Yeah, gotta go ahead and catch up on Group D here, guys. Group A is coming out, or not Group A, but we're gonna have Bisu, or not Bisu, excuse me, Best. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go take a little rest here, guys. I'm gonna have to lay down. That's pretty annoying. A little bit frustrated. We have ASL tonight. I gotta shake my head, get my poop in a group here. Get my shit together. Because yeah, we've got Best tonight playing against Queen, playing against Zero. That will be a fresh series. In fact, that'll be live for real. I had a moment here earlier before the stream where I was looking at Reddit. Oh my gosh, Reddit is so ridiculous. I made a post saying that I'm going live with the SOOP DUEL series. And people were getting super mad that these were not actually like live games. Pretty ridiculous. You can't say going live when it's a replay, apparently. Absolutely crazy. The guy's out of his mind. Alright, guys. I'm going to end here. I'm going to go take a rest. I'm going to chill out for a bit. Hope you guys enjoyed this series. A little preview here. Jaedong versus Light is a ASL match. It'll be played tomorrow. Wonder if it'll look anything like this one. I doubt it. I'm sure that Light's going to pull out some really strong plays. His absolute best in that series. I know that Jaedong will be playing at his A game as well. He's been evolving a lot. So I'm really looking forward to that. We'll be back with the SOOP Duel series in a few days. It'll be the 23rd at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. You guys can look forward to that. Hopefully we'll get another schedule for the next month or for the next week of casting, because there's going to be a SOOP Duel series 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. So 5 days in a row. And then we're going to take another 2-day break. And then back to another 5 days. So going all the way to the 5th of May, guys. And then we'll see what happens with the series, whether they decide to continue with it or not. It's up to the organizers. But you guys have done an amazing job supporting the stream. We've reached this gems goal. We've had more and more viewers coming in. I'm really glad for that, guys. I'm really appreciative. And I hope we can continue this and get more series in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.